Comic fam. Oh, it's awesome to see you. We're live. We're live on the internets. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. Yeah, we're going to do it live. I want to start this off by saying hello to all the peeps who are joining me in the chat. Let's see who we got here. We got Discovery Bay Comics joining us, Chad 90MF Comics joining us, Comic Noob. Thank you so much. And I posed a question to the comic fam. What was like the last comic book you read? I'm just curious, you know. The last book I read. Oh wow, hold on. I'm really into like almonds, and I had some almonds right before the show, and that's no good. All right. I asked you guys about what comic books you read. So let's take a quick look here if anyone answered. But thank you so much for joining me today. We got Discovery Bay. Good to see you on here. Let's see here. We also got Johnny Future joining. He's a local homie. Good to see you. Thanks for joining me today. Just going to be sitting down, chatting with the comic fam. I try to do this every other Sunday, if not every Sunday. Good to see you all on here. We have, let's see here. What are you guys reading? I want to know. Oh, Discovery Base says he picked up X-Men 20 through 29. Very cool. From this guy in France. Okay, very good. Very good. That's some old stuff. So anyone reading anything new? Johnny Future said he's still going through the Jason Todd story where he comes back to life. Very good. Batman Under the Red Hood. Discovery Bay Comics says he enjoys the heck out of Cosmic Ghost Rider, the series with Baby Thanos. I've already told Russ to throw that on my list. I definitely want to read that graphic novel when it comes out. But thank you so much to everybody who's currently joining me here today. Let's see here. Antonio Santiago says, I want to read Happy. I do as well. Kevin Dosh says, Immortal Hulk is his favorite current title. I think that's a very underrated book. That's going to be a run that we all wish we were picking up, I'm pretty sure. Comics with Bueller's joining me. Thank you so much, my brother. Good to see you on here. Thanks for your help. I can actually read the comments on the screen, unlike last night. I didn't realize I needed to have a separate window to make that happen. So I was going nonstop and using my phone and using it was a mess. But I appreciate everyone who stuck through that live feed yesterday and who enjoyed the feed. We had a kind of a crazy night last night. All right. And Chris Gray, you also joined me last night. You said that you loved the Rags episode. So thank you so much. Oh, and Joshua Sanders. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. That is very cool. I don't even have the lights all set up just yet. But you know what? We're going to make that happen right now because Joshua Sanders, you know, he best made the lights so green with his contribution. Thank you, my friend, for doing that and keeping us going. Oh, Johnny Future is reading Middle West with Scotty Young. I know Aaron and John's Comics with Kids, they went through Middle West issue number 2, and they had a really good time. And I have both issues sitting on my counter in getting ready to read. So very good. Hey guys, check this out. I have this loot crate. I want to open this up real quick. This looked like fun. I started getting loot crate like 3 years ago, and I pay for it by the year. And every year I get a bill of $200 some odd, and I'm feeling really disappointed in myself for forgetting. But then every month I'm like, hey, this is kind of fun. You know, I can't subscribe to my own subscription service, the Mystery Mail, called the links in the bio to sign up. So this is like my opportunity to do something fun. And you know what? It makes some kind of fun videos, and you know, why not? Why not? So here we go. We have, what do we have here? Let's see. Boom. Build your own atomic laboratory in minutes. The Loot Crate Lab. Okay. You know what I'm not going to be doing? Building anything. So, you know, 1 year, what was it? 1 year, 1 month. 1 month they did a loot crate with, I don't know why I'm taking it all out. I'm like, I got to take it all out. I can't use the box. It's going to be dramatic and throw it, but I'm not going to do that. One month they did a box where you actually can fold it up to be a comic holder, and that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. Okay, what do we got first? Okay. What is that? Westworld? Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with the show. I heard it's good. I will not be wearing this shirt, but Westworld. I'm sure it's gonna make somebody happy to get that shirt. What do we got here? We got a black box that says made in China. that I just dropped on the floor. So we'll look at that next. We got, what is this? Little Sister vinyl figure. All right. It's a Little Sister vinyl figure. That looks super familiar. It's not hitting me yet where this is from, but we'll figure that out here in a second. I have a Spider-Man print. Okay. I have to say, very underwhelming. There are IG comic family members that put out better bangers than this. So, oh, BioShock. Yeah, Little Sister from BioShock. Of course. I actually only played the first little bit of BioShock. But yeah, this is certainly Little Sister from BioShock. Yeah, underwhelming print. But whatever. You win some, you lose some. Okay, what else we got? We got laboratory. Okay, so this whole theme was laboratory. So I guess like BioShock is kind of like a laboratory. Peter Parker gets bit by a spider in a laboratory. Okay, that's kind of works with it. Oh, okay, and then we have this loot pin that says, let's see what it says here. Screw your lab safety. I want superpowers. Wow. That's a bummer. These pins actually got to be really, really cool. They used to be buttons, and then this year, I think it was this year, they switched these pins, and they've typically been mainstream characters, like, actual stuff you may want to put on your backpack. Someone may want to put that on their backpack, but you can't even read it. Like, I'm sitting here in front of it. I can't even read it. I'm sure you can't read it. Maybe you look showing on the screen. But anyways, we have this black box. I still don't know what that is. Let me squeeze down here. And then we're going to go through what we got. Let's see what this is. Got a black box. It legit doesn't say anything on it. Oh, okay. This is kind of cool. Oh, laboratory. I see where they're going with it. Okay, so it's a cup, but it's a Pollos Hermanos, right? Los Pollos Hermanos from Breaking Bad. And it's this actual like plastic cup. This is cool. This is actually something I like. I'm stoked about that. I'm not a huge Breaking Bad fan, but I'm enough of a fan to appreciate the theme of laboratory this month and to get a screw-on plastic cup that actually could be used. And it has a straw that has a little stopper. And hey, look at that. Pollos Hermanos. It's kind of fun. All right, this is actually not that bad. I think this is kind of a fun little thing. Now, there's a lot of kids that get Loot Crate. I don't think this is kind of one of those things where I'm like, this is the best part of this whole box. And you have a lot of younger kids who probably shouldn't be watching Breaking Bad, and they're not going to get this. And the rest of the box is super light. But I have to say, we did get one last thing. I didn't mention this because, guys, this is a comic book Loot Crate unboxing. Like, this is a rather comic book themed type of box. And what box would be, like, what Marvel fan? I'm just going to show it to you. Like, I don't even know how to say it. I'm trying to like hype this up and tell you guys just how important this is that this is in here, because this is something that I wasn't expecting. But as a comic book fan, I am just so appreciative. And this right here, damn, a $60 gift card to dinner time of HelloFresh. What this has to do with comic books? Well, that's not the question. What is the question is I have it's a $60 gift card. Oh, excuse me. It's actually $20 off the first 3 deliveries I get, plus free shipping. So it's not 60. So it's $60 off of okay. Laboratory this month, Loot Crate. This is awesome. Okay. Don't give me a comic book. Give me $20 off my HelloFresh. This was legit in there. I'm like, for a second, I'm like, did I like accidentally throw this on top of the box? And no, I pulled this out of my Loot Crate. This is actually the first, yeah. Oh, I got 30 days to use it too. So it's like HelloFresh. You got to get to it. It's going to get spoiled if you don't hurry up and use it. But anyways, that's the Loot Crate. I'm actually pretty stoked about this. The box is like $30, and this is probably not worth $30, but you know what? It's like that every month. But here's the problem, or rather, no, it's not like that every month. That's what I meant to say, and it's not a problem. It's hilarious, as Dominator X says. But what's cool about the Loot Crate that I do enjoy is that there's a bunch of sealed product. And you know what? The shirts, I throw them online, and shirts, you know, on eBay, it's like 12 to 15 bucks. So that right there, when it does sell, it gets most of your money back on your box. And then these are a lot of these, you know, if you don't throw them on eBay or sell or trade, or, you know, heck, if you don't like anything in there, because most of the time there's at least one thing. Like I'm gonna probably keep this box, this BPA free plastic cup. This is something I would have never bought myself, but it's here now. I guess that's like kind of a fun part of it. But a lot of these gifts work as gifts, a lot of the, I can't talk, guys. A lot of these inserts, these things that are in the loot crate, they work as gifts as well. And you can find them at Goodwill, as Barbarian Kung Fu says. Yeah, you can find these things all over the place. Thrift shops too. I see a lot of loot crate toys at thrift shops, but sometimes there's cool stuff that you can, you know, use as gifts. I like to give them to my friends. It's kind of a cheap thing to get every month, and it's kind of fun. Anyways, I was a little thrown off by that gift card. I thought that was like I don't know, like a Hot Topic gift card, or so, here, get some comic books gift cards, something like that, but not so much. So I would recommend the mystery mail call, or I'd recommend Bueller's box. Bueller is his own box he's putting out there, and he does this does it by putting together in a lot, and then he has like a limited amount, and then boom. So if you got to jump on him when you can. So please, comic fam, first thing off, before we jump into more stuff, I want to hit the discussion with you guys and chat with you here. Please hit that like button for me. It helps the video go, definitely goes a long way for the video and gets us out there. I'm actually trying to pull up our chat right now. Let's see what we got here. Oh, and there's our double. Boom. Here we go. Oh, love it. All right. So thank you so much, comic fan, for joining me today. And we have so many people in the chat on this Sunday afternoon. Hope you guys are doing fine here. It was kind of a ruckus yesterday. Thank you for everyone who joined me yesterday in the live feed that we did. I went live with my homie Nick over at Key Collector, the owner and CEO of Key Collector Comics, and to chat about rags. And we actually, for about 5 minutes as we were getting going, the creators of rags joined the chat and asked to be on the show. So we threw them on. We brought actually both the writers of rags on to the show, and we chatted for about an hour. We talked about some of the questions that the comic fam had. We talked about print counts. We talked about variants, and got some things explained a little bit more clearly. I'm not going to rehash stuff that was in that video. I suggest you check it out. I also suggest you check out Nick over at Key Collector on his YouTube channel. He has a video. I put that link in the bio of that video for you guys to check out as well, that raised the concerns that the comic book fam had, and why the creators of rags were even inclined in the first place to join us to talk about it. And we went over some of those questions. I think the questions were answered. I think that the comic book community can get a good understanding of what happened with this run, and can, make conscious buying decisions. Conscious, both. Yeah, I would say both. Buying decisions when it comes to these independent titles that are limited in print. They're worth money, and they're going up and up, and are being invested into. So I encourage you to check out that video. And we had a lot of fun. This was like definitely, I was on the spot in this video. I had like I mentioned this on Instagram. About 10% of me, I went in there with a script for Nick and a plan for us to do a quick little 15-minute video about his video he made. But then a part of me was thinking, all right, there's a chance also I need to be prepared for maybe someone joining us tonight that I may not be expecting. And I asked Nick prior to the video, and he's like, hey, if he wants to join, bring him on. I'm totally fine with that. But it's totally different to think that something like that could happen, and then to actually have it happen. And it happens on the mic in that video. So I encourage everyone to check that out. But other than that, I think it was a good conversation. Some of the things that I wanted to clarify for the comic fan, because I just, in the playback, went through and I thought, oh, wow, we could have explained something here a little bit more clearly. I'm not talking about any of the controversial stuff here. Check out the videos that already been made. What I did want to bring up is an explanation of what is available on rags that just didn't really get clarified. It did over the course of the hour, but it's like, let's just get it out there right here, right now, because I know the print, like what's going on with the issues. And after last night's discussion, we actually have like hard numbers. So we're talking about two different prints, and there are two different prints for this book. Some that are being done by Antarctic Press and some that are being done by the creators themselves. The Antarctic Press is the publisher picking up the book and selling it to comic stores and making it available to the masses. We're not talking about any of those. We're talking about the comic books that are being published by the independent creators. There's an issue number 1, and then there's also an issue number 1 variant. Now, the confusion mostly was whether or not they were uncensored or censored. It was a little ambiguous. We couldn't get, the community was definitely confused. And even in the comment section of our video, as we're talking about it, there were people mentioning that they felt like they were misinformed directly by the Patreon and what it was, what they were selling, and thought that they were getting, especially with what's going on eBay and what's being reported on these books. So what you have is 2 number 1s that they released. The first one is a censored number 1. It's just like the Antarctic Press number 1. The only difference is it was a Patreon number 1 variant. It's censored. It's standard. That's it. Done deal. Then there is a variant of number 1. It has the main character of Rags in a pony suit. And you can't miss it because it's the copy that's going for like above $400 on eBay. And that right there is uncensored. But that's it. There's just they only made one comic book that was uncensored. And when we talked about print counts last night, and we can get a little bit more, you can get more detail about all this stuff through the videos that we made. But we got it confirmed that the number 1 that was supposed to be just for patrons only went back to press, and they ended up with a final print count around 1,000. I think he said 1,023, right around there, wherever that ended up. And that was the subject of the conversation, is that this was supposed to be like a really low print, 1 out of 100, maybe 1 out of 200, but it ended up being confirmed. It ended up being right around 1 out of 1 in 1,000, but they only made 1,000. So that's even inaccurate. Is that right? It's not 1 out of 1,000, because that would imply there's more than 1,000 made. It's 1 in 1,000 because there were only around 1,000 made in total, and they're not printing more. So there are 2 issues that are out there. The first print of number 1, as well as the first print variant of number 1. As far as censored goes, there's only 1 copy that is censored. Or excuse me. See, I even screwed it up there. There's only 1 copy that is uncensored, and it's the variant of number 1 where the main character is in a pony suit. That's it. You can't miss it. So anyways, I hope that clears some stuff up. If you check out Nick's video, he actually has a full picture of all the covers that have been released, so you can, figure out which ones you want. And now that we know approximately how many books were printed, as the consumer, we can assess the rarity of these books and determine if it's an investment or a purchase you want to make. And as ED says, 1 of 1,023. So they said. Yep. So there we go. That's how we're gonna leave that. And you know what? It's a great book. I'm excited to see what this, how this story plays out. They told me some interesting stuff post conversation that they're like, oh, you can't tell anybody about this, but this is kind of the direction we're going, and we got some surprises in store. I'm like, all right, you know what? That sounds interesting. I'm going to keep an eye out on how this plays out. I'm excited to see these books get made. It sounds like they're going to keep it going, and their intention isn't to keep writing after this, or at least to keep the Rags franchise going. So this may be one story, and these creators may be out, or we'll see how this, what success brings them, and maybe they'll have some other comic books on the in line to make in the future. So we'll definitely have to wait and see. Or we're definitely going to be waiting to see what happens with these prices too. I mean, 1 of 1,000 is still pretty low. Is it going to be worth what it is? I mean, we saw prices for this number 1 go up to like $400, which is unfortunate. But now that it's settled, it's definitely still more than cover price. Will it be an expensive book long term? Will Rags get picked up? Will it be the next Walking Dead number 1? Ooh, who knows? I mean, that's the kind of stuff that was being talked about when we covered this stuff earlier in the year. Or will it, as John Milliken says, be a Rags variant 25-cent bin next year? Will it be in the 25-cent bin? We don't know. We're going to have to wait to find out. But at least we were able to get clarification. I do appreciate Nick over at Key Collector Comics, great app, as well as Brian and Trent, the writers and creators of Rags, for joining us last minute to make it happen. They had a lot of nice things to say about the channel, and I had a lot of fun. It was a good experience for me. I got to say, it was a little nerve-wracking because I've never actually had a live show done on Google Hangouts with someone in the community live in that manner. And we did it live, and it worked out. And not only did we do it live, we were able to figure out a way to get someone else on the show and keep it going. And, you know, we packed the house. I think we had more people on live than any show we've done, maybe except for the very first one we did. I think we broke 240, 250, right around there. Which is super exciting. And, you know, just keeps motivating us to do more. And, you know, hopefully our content, when I say more, I don't mean we're having to cover controversial stuff. I like the idea of being able to bring these types of creators on live to chat about things that affect the market in positive ways. You know, this was a conversation that we had to get some things cleared up, and it was a good learning experience. As they said, was a good learning experience for them, for, you know, how to go about working with the collectors market, and to make, you know, in order to make content and actually get it created and have success in that small business arena. You know, a lot of things they mentioned learning a lot of things, and I appreciate them for taking the time to join us and to go over those things, because it's a good example of what can be done in this community. Heck, this is an example here that I want to look back on as an independent publisher, that it's like, hey, look at Comic Book Fam. This is a Patreon of under, what was it? I think it's under 300 people, like 200 people, that helped get this comic book launched. And now there's going to be a run, and it's going well, and people are liking it. And, you know, it's like, what, that's a good thing. Now, whether you're happy with Rags, whether you're, you know, not going, you know, it all depends, whatever you want to do. But I think that it's like a really good example of what could be done in the community. You know, if we come together and want to support small businesses and artists and creators, we don't have to wait for Marvel and DC to put out stuff that we like. I mean, if you're unhappy with, you know, whatever's being put out by publishers, there are independent publishers, just like these creators, and you can put, you know, a little bit of money. Like, what's $20? Like I just did a Loot Crate unboxing, and this is like $30, and I got a bunch of crap that I'm not even going to use in this cup. You know, if we fund independent creators, we can get more comics, and heck, we get some good comics, because Rags 1, it's a damn good comic. So kudos to the homies over at Rags, and, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing what they got going forward. And yeah, thanks Comic Fan for like joining us. It was a fun time. It was so cool to have such support in the comic book community, and to have you guys right there when we went live, all kind of last minute. You know, wasn't even sure if it was something the Comic Fan was interested in hearing about. I thought that this was something that was important, but I also, you know, want to make sure to, you know, to bring you quality information and entertaining information, and information that you find valuable, especially as it pertains to your comic book collecting, because, you know, we're collectors here. That's what this is kind of about here. So we're a fan of this medium. We want to see it succeed, and we want to see more things like this happen, as in more independent publishers making a splash in the industry, and you know, putting out awesome work. So good stuff. Best of luck to the creative team over there. I think we got a lot of stuff cleared up, and we can move forward. But heck, that was a lot of fun. I had a blast. It was definitely a learning experience for me. And you know what? I'm down to do this kind of stuff going forward. If we ever, every time Prawn Trigger song comes on Lo-Fi Radio and on my head, Jesse Sweet, shout out. That's good stuff. You know, I love putting up the lo-fi hip hop for the Comic Fam. But yeah, super excited that happened, and we were able to get some stuff cleared up, and we can move forward into, oh, wow, 2019. Holy smokes. So 2019, we have a lot in store for you guys. We have a lot of stuff going on. We're growing pretty quick. we're trying to keep up with this growth, and we're trying to make sure that we are offering the best content that we can, as much content as we can, as well as the best service as we can, because we are largely funding all the content that we're making, all the things that we're doing by selling comic books and making comic book content and working for the comic book family, the comic book community. So a lot of what we do is spent hunting for comic books for the comic fam. Doing those, digging in the trenches, like actually going out, hitting garage sales, estate sales, buying huge collections. I'm sitting, like right now I have 2,000 graphic novels that you can't see on the floor, like all laid out, organized by price, MSRP 19.99 plus, and I'm sorting out ones. I'm like, all right, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool. I cannot send this to somebody. This is awesome, this is awesome, this is hardcover. I can't send this to somebody. And I go through, and we put these things together, and we're trying to make a really cool product for the comic fam, so we can get out and send out as much karma as we can, and great comics as we can. So that's keeping us really busy, and I'm working hard on trying to better the process so we can do more, so we can get better comics, so we can make more content for you. And I would say above all else, exceed everybody's expectations so we can make this even better. I want our channel to be doing more giveaways than any channel here on YouTube talking about comic books. I want our channel to be providing more comic book industry specific information than any other channel here on YouTube. And I want to be collaborating with more of the comic book community, the IG comic family, the people who are, like literally those who are on this chat, who go home and talk about a comic book for 15 minutes in front of their phone for their Instagram story that stays up for 24 hours. Like going on and being part of this community is what started all of this. And I think that's why we make content. So I want to do more of all of those things. And, that's why I see 2019 kind of being our biggest challenge is, going into it and trying to push those expectations and making the mail call better, growing this production that we're doing, and just trying to grow the community. And I'm excited because we have a lot of fun stuff in store. I'm working on international mystery mail calls that's seemingly possible very soon. I'm also including I'm also working on speeding up shipping times by more than double. We're looking at changing how we excuse me, let's see here. Send the mail call to Canada 2019. Rondo, I'm working on it, my brother. Getting it so we can not just ship it quicker, but shipping international. I want to try to cut down the mail call shipping times by half, which is it's just difficult. It's difficult to do. It's very expensive to make everything work. I mean, there's a lot of peeps, and we're trying to make it so that every box is packed with value. So it's gonna be a tricky thing, but we are growing. And you know what? I'm stoked to send out comics this month because we got some really, really cool stuff going out to the comic fam in January. And one other thing here, as we have another half hour here till 2:00. I'm going to be going for about another half hour. Thank you to the 60 plus peeps currently joining me on this Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Oh, it's feeling good here. The mystery mail call is currently $29.99 plus shipping. It's monthly. You are grandfathered once you sign up. And it's geekstreet101.com. The link's in the bio to sign up to reserve your box ongoing. We pack each box with a graphic novel, minimum MSRP of $19.99, and then we add upwards of 4 to 5 plus comics in the box that range from a couple modern, bronze on average. Most boxes get a variant or something else, and we try to have a choice book in every single one, whether it be a key, a variant, something a little bit more scarce, something that's going to have a nice overstreet guide, something potential rare, something with some rarity or collector's value, possibly to flip, for you to keep, whatever you want to do with it. But we're putting this together. Who is that? It's the team. It's me. It's Russ, and we're collectors ourselves. So we want to go through each one of these and make sure that you're happy with every box you get. And that's how we do. We buy the comic books accordingly. So we have a amazing Spider-Man 129. That's our big Grail key that's going out this month. Last month we had the first appearance of X-23 go out, as well as a second appearance. So look out for those. Month before that, we had Batman Adventures 12 go out. We had New Mutants 98 go out the month prior to that. It's just we're trying to make it so that we're sending out more things like that. So I'm super excited to see the growth and to get so much support from the community. We do send these boxes out twice throughout the month, and the shipping on your first box is sometimes a little bit lengthy depending on when you sign up for it, which is why we're trying to work on changing shipping times, which means, on my end, figuring out like what other boxes can we ship this in? How can we ship this lighter? How can we make, package this tighter? Like how, there's a lot of little things. So we're getting boxes designed, this year, what I have to say is it's been a really, really big learning experience. And I really do appreciate we've exceeded 400 subscribers to our mystery mail call this year, and to the 400 plus, because not everybody kept theirs. So, I mean, definitely more than 400 people tried us out and helped support us throughout the year. Some people come and go. Some people just wanted to try it out 1 month. Some people, just wasn't for them. But every single person who purchased a mail call this year helped grow what we have currently and is making everything possible. And I sincerely appreciate it, because now we're in a position where we can look at how to design different comic book boxes to achieve better shipping and safer shipping for your comic books at an affordable cost every month, and be able to put things in there that we think you're actually going to like and collect. And you know what? I hope there are comic books that you end up flipping throughout, that you get in the box that you flip in the year, because you can put that towards another comic book you want to own. Or heck, you know what? If it's crunch time and you need to pay your car payment, Bags and Boards helped you do that. I don't care. I think it's awesome. We can send this out. It's comic book karma. That's how I look at it. So when I see that on Instagram, people wanting to trade their book that they got from the mail call, I get stoked. I'm like, hell yeah, make those connections, move those books. You got a really good deal at random. And that's how we go. That's how we do it here. So I encourage that. And just thank you. Thank you so much to the comic fam, to everyone who's currently joined up. Links in the bio to sign up. You have until the 15th of every month to join, to reserve that box. And yeah, we got over 15 days for you to do that. January is still wide open. And I wanted to also just bring up one last thing to just mention in the event that you guys don't know. It's something that if I don't mention it, it just doesn't happen. So I have to mention it. If you buy comic books off eBay and would like to help support the podcast, that is a way you can do it. There's a link in our bio of our videos where it just sends you to eBay, and that's it. But it acts as like a referral. So if you ever buy something off eBay, you can save that link to your favorites, whatever you want to do. As long as that's clicked prior to actually making a purchase, anything within the hour, rather than paying eBay the full fee, we get half, and you can help support the podcast. I'm sure you guys have seen the video that my dad did, the blooper reel about that. But I just have to remind everybody, we've had a handful of people save their link in their browser. So whenever they go to eBay to buy something, instead of paying eBay the $10 fee for their book that they got, they're paying eBay $5, and then we see $5 on our end. And holy smokes, it is so nice to have that type of support. If you're buying off eBay, it's like you're giving us eBay's money, and that is like, all right, eBay gets enough money. Thank you so much for thinking about us and taking that one extra step. And obviously our biggest thing is to support your local comic shops and support your IG sellers. And, before buying off eBay, we want to support the community. But if you are buying off eBay, which a lot of us do, not everything's available. Sometimes it's only available on eBay. Sometimes those deals are just too good to pass up, and you got to go on eBay. Just think of us, click that link. And if it's not us, I promise there is another content creator, another independent creator that you follow that probably has an affiliate link that you could be supporting as well, just by clicking one button and doing your purchase just as you typically would. All right. So it is 1:34, and I have a little bit of a fun little announcement here. Drinking some coffee, some iced coffee. We have 25 minutes and we're dropping a new video. Oh, yes. I'm not letting this be the only video that goes up today. I am pretty pretty stoked here. We have another Infinity Gauntlet video for you today. It is a dollar bin book that you absolutely need to know about. It's really cool. It's part of the Infinity Gauntlet run. We went through, when we script our videos, we go through and watch a bunch of different reviews as well, to see if we can find out any extra interesting information about the comic books that we're talking about. And let's see here. It's also a really good, sorry, this music is a little, sometimes the beat's too good. There it is. All right. That's how we go. That's how we roll. All right. Yeah. So super stoked about this issue, because sometimes these comics in the Infinity Gauntlet run, they're just like, they're kind of meh. And it's not as fun. But this book, oh my gosh, it's so good. And I would say that out of all the comic books that I read for content purposes this year, it was probably the most exciting comic book that I've read. So I'm excited to have this get released for you. It's me and Fire Guy Ryan continuing our conversation on the Infinity Gauntlet saga. And yeah, we are about 24 minutes until that's out. So we got a little bit of time here. This is actually almost a pre-show now. Oh my goodness. That's what we're doing. All right. I'm going to hit the description here. Thank you so much for everyone for joining me, for your support. Let's see here. Chad 90MF Comics. Thank you so much for joining. John Rando. Good to see you on here. Ooh. And this is also technically a Q&A, by the way. I don't know. I got to change the thumbnail. I got to change all that kind of stuff. And because this is just me going live on a Sunday with the Comic Fam. So maybe that's what the thumbnail should say. This is me going live on a Sunday with a Comic Fam. I do declare. Maybe that probably wouldn't be a good thumbnail. I'm not thinking so. But if anyone has any questions or wants to chat, throw it in the discussion. We can chat. We got 25 minutes till the new video's up. Super stoked about it. Let's see here. Ooh, Johnny Future says, which would have seen their faces. I don't enjoy people when they hide their faces. Just saying. Oh, you're talking about on the video last night, Johnny. Yeah, to be fair, they've done a handful of shows, and they don't have their faces up in the other shows that they've done. So ours wasn't an exception, and it was all really last minute. Maybe they had stuff in the, maybe their house was a mess. Who knows? Like, I get it. I feel for, it's not always easy to be able to go live like that. So, I don't hold it against them, but at the same time, it's definitely difficult to get to be able to read people, and like if you're not seeing their face and their expression. But so I understand what you're saying, Johnny Future, but you know what? I think that they provided a good amount of info that they didn't have to, and they cleared a lot of stuff up. So I appreciate them for doing that. Let's see here. We got Chris Gray saying, do it more, Tom. Sounds good. Johnny Future says, Tom is the new Bill O'Reilly. Do it live. We do it live. Off it. It was pretty good. I like that. I'm not going nowhere. Rag forever. Ha. Rag 718. There you go, brother. Keep it going. I love how you can go beside the book on the app, click the eBay tab, and then take you to eBay where the book is being sold. I found a few books with details. That's the way using Key Collector app. Chris Gray, finding Key Collector to be a very good tool when he's on the hunt. Definitely. I like using Key Collector at shows as well. It's nice to, if you sometimes I forget, I'm like, oh wait, which is the random key in this run? And you can pull up Key Collector and it's like, oh, it's these 5 books that you got to keep an eye out for. And I'm like, oh, it is that book. Okay. Yay. That's happened to me a few times too. It's a good app. Barbarian Kung Fu. Tom, what's up with all these keys you keep posting on IG? Man, Barbarian Kung Fu, I am right now going through all these collections and I'm pulling stuff out from the mystery mail call. That's what it's about. I am waiting on, to be honest, I'm waiting on the new year, on 2 more days, and I'm going to start debuting the keys because, truthfully, I want any of the new people who sign up, I want them to sign up on the 1st or later, because it gives us more time to ship out their orders. If I start plugging hard right now, people will start signing up. Like if I show all of these books that we got, then people are going to sign up. So I'm excited to do that. I definitely have all these really cool books to show you guys. No worries. And I'm teasing them on Instagram. So you got to follow me on, Comic Tom 101. But when I commit to putting them in the mystery mail call, which I'm going to start posting way more about that. I'm just trying to give myself a little bit less workload in the next week because I have to get all these boxes out and we have a lot to send out. And if people sign up after the first, their box is going to go out in the second wave. So I promise I will let you guys know what's going on with these comic books. And if you haven't seen them, oh, just wait. You can go on my Instagram and check out what we're sending out. But we got a handful of new collections, a lot of really dope books. I'm going to be showing them off pretty soon because they're all going out to the comic book fam. So anyways, that's how that works. And yeah, I'm going to be very open with like, all right, this is what's going in. I'm going to show you bam, bam, bam. But yeah, a lot of it's already on Instagram. Joshua Sanders says, Tom, do you think Fire Guy would like a signed Chris Stevens Green Lantern variant from the most recent run? Joshua Sanders, absolutely. Actually, I've never been on live, isn't it? No, it's apparently I've never, that's a totally different thing. Okay. Actually, I talked to Ryan this morning about putting aside all of his Green Lantern comics. Like I'm just going to start. Wow. I saw all that wrong. I talked to Ryan this morning about putting aside all of my Green Lantern comics that I find. If it's not a book that's hot that I think someone's going to enjoy in the mail call, it's going in the Ryan pile. And it's Green Lantern. So, that pile's huge because there's a lot of those. But anyways, that's what it's about. That's very nice of you, Joshua Sanders. He's such a cool guy. He deserves all the karma he can get. He works so hard on the show, and I'm excited for us to do so much more content in 2019 together. Ooh, Dominator X says top 10s are legit. Appreciate that. They're some of the hardest videos to do. But thank you so much. They're definitely been our videos that have been the most receptive to the community. So that's great. Let's see here. Rag718 says, love this community. Just donate some comics to Comic Tom mystery mail call. Enjoy everyone. Send the mail call. Oh, hey, that's cool. Rag718 saying he donated comics. Rag718 donated some stuff to the mystery mail call. We do have a PO box in the description of all of our videos. We're kind of becoming a hub for karma. If you want to send anything in to have us give it away, we'll do it. We'll pay the extra shipping and wait. We'll send it out. If it's in a giveaway, I'll cover shipping. One thing that I would like to encourage, if you want to write something on the boards or let anyone, consider this, we're sending these out, but unfortunately, a lot of these, unless I go through and put something like indicator on the book, which I'm thinking about doing. Bueller mentioned doing it on his Bueller box, and this has been something we've been kicking around the team for quite some time. Is how do we conveniently notate these books in a way that lets people know they got either something special or something they need to give a little bit more attention to, because comic karma. A comic book means so much more if it's coming from the comic book fam, like someone sent it in to be sent back out, especially if it's a valuable book like we've sent out in the past. And if someone's not watching our live feeds and watching us open everything, they're not going to know that the book they got came from another country and was hunted for in this way. Keep that in mind. Comic karma, you have a way to communicate with the person it's going to be sent to. I'm working on a way to make it so that happens no matter what. Maybe we put a sticker on it. Maybe we have a design or I don't know, a little dot. I don't know, something, maybe a key that's hey, if this is this color, it means this. I don't know. We're figuring it out because there's so many damn comics. Guys, we're sending out a lot of comics to you. So you got to consider any one task is hours and hours that someone's got to do that. And if we're doing that, it means that that's time that we're not spending getting you better comic books. And that's really what it comes down to. It's a what are we trading off? Because I'd rather send you just another key. I'd rather just send you on top of as far as the karma goes, that's separate. I like the idea of knowing where the karma is coming from. That's regardless awesome, and there's no questions about that. But as far as indicating, hey, this is a key book by putting something on there, so hey, you should check this book out. It's a modern book, but it's worth money. Kind of highlight that we would put on the book. The amount of time that would take, I'd rather just send you another book, additional to that. And odds are one of those are going to land and you're going to be really happy. So we're making those decisions regularly whenever we're putting these together. So just to give you guys, just being transparent, just how it goes. All right, here we go. Oh, and this is a good note here. It says, put a note that says Comic Karma has found you and give a brief description. Santiago Black. That's a really good thing, to do. We got 50, I think, 50 items last month. I mean, it was like maybe more. So imagine that. It's 50 notes that I got to make. We can do it. I gotta print out a ream of paper and then tape it to each comic on the bag. Yeah, I think we could maybe do something like that. I mean, I like the idea too of maybe just getting a sticker or something and just putting that on there. I don't know. We can figure something out, but if we're going to do something, I want to make it so that's super convenient to do it. And it has to be pretty quick, and it also has to be worth doing. I want to make sure it's like you can clearly read it, and that it's like, all right, you got some Comic Karma from the community. So I don't know. I'm just throwing this out to the community that we're thinking about things like this. Yeah, self-made stamp Tomcat. You think would be an easy thing to do, but we'd have to then open up the bag and board, stamp the back of the board, let it dry, and then wait, and then put it back in. So yeah. Again, we got to keep it. I like the idea of a sticker, or maybe even like, you know what? I like the idea of encouraging anyone who's putting out Comic Karma. Maybe you write on the back of the board something. I don't know. Put your IG, put something on there. But you know what? There's something we can do, and I'm going to figure it out. And as soon as we pull the trigger there, we're going to make sure that individuals know that when they get a box of comics, where it all came from, because I think that's part of like why it's so cool, why this idea of Comic Karma is so impactful, that you actually can get and like you find out a little bit of this comics voyage and how it got to you. So anyways, that's how I feel. I'm excited to figure out those types of things going forward into the new year. But you know what? It's towards the end of the year, and we're finishing up December. We do have some new shows to talk about. We have some new videos that we have on their way, and I'm super stoked. Let's see here. Rag 718 says, I will get with my marketing team and develop a Rag 718 sticker for all your future mystery mail call donations. Good idea. That's cool. Interesting. He's saying you can develop a sticker. I mean, I'd be interested to figure out how much like a sticker would cost. Because if it's like $1 a sticker, which I mean, it depends on how big the stickers are. I mean, if they're really small, maybe we can do a really small sticker. But I know if we go through like a decal company, I've priced it, and it's still like if we're gonna spend like 50 cents or $1, and we're going to do that on a large scale, that could be the amount of money for like a new collection, and to throw that right back into the mail call. So, let me know. Rag 718, let me know what you got. But I like that idea. I think doing some way, yeah, as Jesse Sweet says, figuring out a way to geek responsibly. Yes, I like that. I'm going to figure out a way to geek responsibly. I think it would actually be cool. We can actually put the stickers on during a show, because we're going to start doing the mail call openings, not on our live show. We're going to be doing it as just an additional video, because now that we have the set, now that we have the better internet where we actually can stream and do more things like, put visuals up, bring you on the screen, can change the light if we get a super chat, things like that. Like there's a little bit more access to the community. We can do those things. And I'm thinking, if we'll just do an extra video, and we could even put the stickers on while we're live, so you can see it done. And then that way, when you get that book, that it was open on camera, and that it's going right back out to the community. Also, other goals of 2019, because that's kind of how I want to end this. We got another 10 minutes until we have a new video out, and I want to make sure that you guys have an opportunity to go check it out. We put a lot of work into it. We're talking about a really, really choice dollar bin book that you guys got to check out. Ryan and I have a heck of a lot of fun talking about it. So that starts at 2:00. But as far as other goals for 2019 that I see for the show, we are going to be ending the year strong with a top 10 all-time comic books of the year. According to the Overstreet Price Guide, we just finished doing the silver, so we have a lot of gold to talk about pretty soon. And then we have a true first video that's going to come out tomorrow, and that's how we're going to be ending the year. And then we're going to be starting the year off with a lot of similar content. We're going to keep a lot of these series going, but some things that you can expect more from us is more Golden Age talk. I know Jeff and I have been chatting a lot extensively recently about the different shows and topics we want to discuss and different aspects of Golden Age comic book history that we want to shine light on, bring attention to, and get the community excited about. So look out for those videos that are going to be on their way. I know Russ is itching to jump live on the mic. And now that we have access like this, we don't have to restrict our live times to only convenient times for the comic fam, because we know he's hustling at a comic book store. And if I can get him on the mic, then you know what? We're going to go on at 1 o'clock in the morning if we have to, because I want him to be able to be here and experience the live show as well. I imagine us going to his shop. Fortunately, we found out some good news that he's going to be moving to a larger location, which means we're going to be able to do some filming over there. So I'm super stoked about that. We have some content creators that have reached out to us, and trying to choose my words carefully here because I don't want to reveal anything, but we have some content creators that have reached out to us that are interested in doing collaborative work. And that work I am super stoked for. I think you guys are going to be in for a surprise. I'm trying to bring these content creators that you're going to recognize into the comic book collecting community. And I think that's going to be my goal next year is to do more of that, is to bring in more of the creative market as well as the YouTube family. I say creative market, I meant content creators, more of the larger content creators into the comic book community, the world of collecting, those that love the panels and get things graded and share their awesome finds and hunt success stories. So we got some fun stuff planned for throughout the rest of the year. Some stuff that should be dropping in January. The goal is around mid January to February that we start putting out some really interesting content that you haven't seen before. We got Slav, we got Ryan, we got Jeff, the Golden Age Guru, we got Russ Bright, the comic sensei, who is going to be the newest Overstreet advisor coming out in the 2019 Overstreet edition, which is pretty cool. That means this year we have brought on 2 Overstreet advisors to the show. We're about halfway done with the entire coverage of the Infinity Gauntlet saga with me and Ryan. We've also started to debut artists in our mystery mail call. So now these 150 or so reposts that are getting done throughout the month here on Instagram and YouTube. Right, I said here on Instagram, here on YouTube and on Instagram. We also have artists in the community being featured there as well, which has been so cool to see. Seeing a way that we could try and bring our community and get them in front of various independent artists that are just hustling on Instagram, making art, trying to make their dreams happen and make them come true. And it's been really cool to have just so much support over this last year. I'm having a hell of a time. You know what? I chatted with the creators of Rags yesterday. I had Nick from Key Collector on, and we're just talking comics, and it was awesome, and this year, shout out to CBSI, comicbookinvest.com, for just the amazing support that they've had over this last year. And yeah, I am just super excited for what's to come in 2019. Hopefully I don't get as sick as I did this year. I got sick like 3 or 4 times. Maybe it's because I'm not sleeping enough. But you know what? I'm stoked for the new year. And you know what? We got a lot of fun stuff in store. I want to head out to comic book conventions. I hit New York this year, which was unexpected. It sounded more and more likely that we're going to be hitting WonderCon, and very likely San Diego. I would like to hit C2E2. I want to go back to New York. There were so many peeps on the East Coast that said hi, and it makes me want to go back so bad. So I'm thinking we got some traveling to do, which means we have some comic book buying to do. We are officially, with this most recent collection that I had to buy, I did the math on shipping alone. And I'm like, damn, I'm getting dangerously close to just needing to buy myself a plane ticket to go pick up this comic book collection and drive it back in a U-Haul because of how much money it's going to cost to ship this crate of books, because like it's a lot of books. We have like 19 boxes on their way here, to fulfill the comic family's orders. So I'm thinking, damn, we're gonna make this like American Pickers pretty soon. Like I'm just gonna have Slav with his drone come along and we're gonna go hunting. Like let's actually do some serious comic book hunting. Get, I don't know. I don't own a pair of overalls, but let's like get the overalls on, like our freaking hazmat suits. Let's get the gloves. Let's go hunting in the trenches and look for some finds for you, the comic book fam, giving us the best job in the world. And you know what? I'm excited to do it. I think that 2019 is going to be a great year. So we got 77 people joining me today on this Q&A session. If anyone has any questions or wants to throw a comment up, let's chat here. We got a little bit of time left until our new episode of the Infinity Gauntlet coverage comes out. Oh, and we got Big Will on, who's been a huge supporter of this comic book karma we've been spreading. He sent in so many great books. Thank you so much, Big Will, for joining. You're an awesome person. Thank you so much for all the karma you have sent the community. They're feeling it for sure. We have get those 2-piece glasses so you can read dirty books. Barbarian Kung Fu. Dominator X says that would be awesome. All right. Joseph Layfield says, somehow I feel like Ryan already owns a pair of overalls. Rusted 90 says Savannah in April. There you go. Antonio Santiago says, amazing Comic-Con Las Vegas. Oh, I've never been to Vegas. I actually really want to go to Vegas because I want to visit Torpedo Comics. But I really don't want to visit Torpedo Comics until I can play every System of a Down song, because I want to be able to play every System of a Down song on guitar before I put myself in that position. Because what if? Oh, that'd be so cool. Randy D, thank you so much for joining me, Randy D. Sounds awesome. He's like, Tom's new TV show. There you go. That'd be fun. I don't know. We'll see. I think maybe just YouTube show. I mean, it's for the comic community, but yeah, TV show would be kind of funny. American Pickers. It's not American Pickers though. It's like American Comic Book Hunters, right? I don't know. Santiago Black. The way everyone is helping. Oh, that's awesome. Emilio Del Rio says, just sign up for the MMC. Woo! Thank you so much for joining the community. Emilio Del Rio, welcome. Welcome to the community. You're grandfathered in. The prices you get is what you get. Only making it better. At least that's what I'm shooting to do. Thank you so much, friend. Let's see here. Tom, do you have any plans of any series you want to review after Infinity Gauntlet? This is Jesse Sweet. I think we were doing multiple reviews, breakdown series. I don't even like calling them reviews because we review them a little bit, but it's a all-encompassing type of thing. I would say, yes, we had a full list of things we wanted to get to, but it's very clear that it's difficult to keep up on breakdown videos when we do them in this way, where we only put them out week by week. And until I can put out my vision for this is that we can do breakdown videos to the point where it's like one a day, because we're putting out so much extra content. So if you're really interested in following along with us, it's like, hey, we're doing this series this week, and you actually can get these videos, but keeping them that's adding so much content to our plate. It takes a while to edit these videos, but I think that's going to be the direction that I want to go with that. And given that, I want to limit our breakdown videos to what we're doing right now. So I think we're wrapped up for extra ongoing content that's breakdown videos, and we're going to stick to Infinity Gauntlet till it's done, which means we got another 4 to 5 months, I think, maybe 6 months. Oh my gosh, of Infinity Gauntlet. However, I am so excited to finish it, because the next book we do, it's got to be a banger. It's got to be a good one. And we've had some thrown around. We've definitely had some videos, some ideas for series that we want to do. Well, we got to wait and see though. We got some time, and I want to hear back from the community, and who knows, maybe by then we'll be able to do more than one. So we'll see. We do have some stuff we've been kicking around. I know everybody's mentioned wanting to talk about Sandman. So I think that could be a really fun conversation. So we'll see what we do when we get there, but we'll definitely have the community's input. Oh, wow. And it's almost 2:00, which means that we got a video coming out right now. So I'm super stoked about that, but I'm going to keep reading here. We got some more comments here, and I'm going to wrap this up. Thoughts on the new Hellboy movie after seeing the trailer, Kant Von Strange the Fourth. I was so worried until I watched the reaction to the trailer by David. I'm forgetting his name. Stranger, the guy who's playing Hellboy. Shoot, I'm forgetting his name. Someone help me out here. I'm forgetting his name. I'm gonna read it and go, oh yeah, I think it's David something. But yes, we did. Does anyone remember his name? David. It's bugging me. I'm trying to remember here. David something. Anyways, I watched his review on the video. And the one thing that you're going to see, actually, I talk about it a little bit in our True First video that's coming out in a couple days on the 1st. But I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler. He, in his reaction video to the trailer, he kept David Spader. Is that right? It's not David Spader. David Hasselhoff. No, you guys are killing me. Barbarian Kung Fu. He was saying that the music was all wrong, and he kept bringing it back to this idea, the reality of the situation, that this is a very bloody and gory movie. He just kept saying that. He's like, oh, that's funny. That's kind of a funny joke. This is super David Harbour. Thank you. David Harbour. He kept saying, this is a gory movie. Like, there's a lot of blood in this movie. Like, he would talk a little bit about, like, oh yeah, that's kind of a fun, oh, I like this action sequence. Oh, that's kind of a strange, this lady was really cool. She did so good. And then it was, oh yeah, this is super gory though. Like, so essentially this is how I read the reaction. The video that we got, the trailer, is to make as many people want to watch this movie as possible. Of course, if they were to show the reality of it, it sounds like there's going to be so much. It sounds like it's gonna be a freaking Quentin Tarantino film. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that we're gonna watch Hellboy just annihilate people like the freaking badass he is, and we're gonna see some insane Mignola inspired monsters hit the screen. Not Guillermo del Toro creations, which are awesome, and I'm a huge fan, and Pan's Labyrinth and all that good stuff. Like, I love it. But Mignola, come on, say it with me. There's no G. Mignola, he's Italian. I want to see that. I want to see something even just like slightly closer. Something that is dark. At least give me something darker. Don't make Hellboy, chilling with a bunch of cats most of the movie and eating spaghetti. Like, I want to see Hellboy kick some freaking ass, and I think that's what we're gonna get. And in this reaction video, David's just like, it's super bloody. It's super gory. Like, I know, oh, that's funny, but it's super violent. Like, let's not forget, this is going to be heavy. I mean, granted, we'll wait and see. We'll see how the final edit goes. Like, are they going to Suicide Squad this stuff? Is it going to be terrible? Like, who knows? I'm just happy something's happening. I'm happy something is going on. I'm a Hellboy fan. As you guys know, Hellboy was like my first superhero tattoo. And you know what? I'm stoked. I'm stoked about the movie. I think all the trailers that I've seen, I think it's worth it. I'm gonna go and check it out. I'm gonna probably own it. I'm probably gonna watch it 3 or 4 times. And even if it sucks, I mean, it's gotta suck on like a royal level, and I don't think it's gonna suck on a royal level. I think it's gonna be really good, and I think this is actually a good decision on the behalf of. I mean, really, who even has to say? Like, let me see here. Who's to say that? Who has like the decision power to make movies happen, but like, as far as the prior movies, the 1 and 2, then by Guillermo del Toro, they just didn't perform as well as they needed to make it. And they were solid movies, but they weren't good enough. So if this is what we need to make this franchise get picked up again, so we can actually see Hellboy be a like long lasting character in cinema, like, it's been too long. He hasn't been on the screen. It's been way too long. And we're bringing him back, and I'm excited. And Mila Jovovich, come on, that's gonna be so sick. It's gonna be so awesome. So Denzel Merritt says, man, I've learned a lot since subscribing to your channel. Thanks for all the great info, and you sold me on your mystery mail call box. Add another subscriber, sir. Woo! Thank you so much, sir. Welcome, Denzel. We appreciate you joining the community. Welcome to the community. You are grandfathered into the community, and you're a part of like what's making this happen. And I'm excited to keep pushing forward into next year. Comic fam, the 70+ people who joined me on this Sunday afternoon, I have to go and put mail calls together. I just put out a video 4 minutes ago. It was scheduled, but it was already and it's out right now. Me and Ryan chat about the Hulk. It's awesome. You're gonna have a good time. Check it out. I think it's my favorite. Okay, as far as all right, this is a good question. Chad 90 MF Comics. Tom, what was your favorite read of 2018? Oh wow, that's such a really good question. I'm gonna have to come back to that one. I have to say right now, my gut reaction is this is probably my favorite. Like this Hulk issue was the most excited reaction I've gotten out of a comic this year, as far as like reading it and being like, oh, I'm super stoked. That and some of the Kate stuff. I read the reveal of like Cosmic Ghost Rider was a really good moment for me. Watching Galactus get killed in the Kate's run, that whole panel from across that distance, that was a good moment for me this year. There was a couple Saga issues that had me all shaken in my boots. We had a lot of good comics come out this year, man. I'm stoked. So anyways, that's what I'm feeling. All right, comic fam, it's been a good Sunday. I'm gonna try to keep these Sunday videos up at least bi-weekly. That's gonna be the goal for me. I feel like it gives me a little bit of time to prepare to talk a little bit more. And you know what? Now that I know how to work this Google Hangouts thing, we can do a lot more. That's funny. Antonio Santiago, what about the Batwang? Yeah, that was a great, awesome book. But that's definitely an impactful book. Definitely not my favorite read of the year. Certainly not for that reason. But the artwork in that is amazing. Oh, those painted shots are just crazy. But anyways, comment fam, appreciate you. Hit that like button for me before you leave. Please do that. That'll help get this video out there. We're going to be wrapping up this year with the Hulk video that came out today. We have the top 10 comics of all time, according to Overstreet Price Guide, 40th edition of 2018, coming out tomorrow. And then we're going to give you your true first video on Tuesday. We're switching it up just because we typically do this on Monday, but we're going to be doing it on Tuesday this week, because it's the start of the new year. And we want to make sure to end 2018 with the top 10 video. Something fun for you guys to watch. Look out for our Wednesday show. We do a live Wednesday show every week where we do giveaways. Ryan joins me. We have a lot of fun. We talk for an hour. It's a little bit more script, less me rambling. Unlike this video, right? Yeah, there we go. And yeah, we have just a lot of fun stuff in store. You got until the 15th to sign up for the mystery mail call if you haven't joined the community. Every month we send out a box of random comics to you. You help support the show, help keep us going, and we send you some dope comic books. Thank you so much, comic fam. Are you gonna go live for New Year's Eve? Ooh, you know what? I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking that's tomorrow night. I'm probably going to be here working on comics, so maybe I'll go live. Maybe we'll go live together. I don't know. Let me know. Guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you want to see me go live on New Year's Eve, maybe I'll do something fun for you. Maybe I can put together a fun little show, some type of top 10, something for me. I have some fun picks that I enjoyed. Maybe I'll do something last minute. We'll see. Let me know in the comment section. Hit that like, hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel, if you haven't joined us. And as always, please just geek responsibly, comic fam. Adios.